It means they didn't know what they were
But
talking
even
about
if they were wrong about the biblical text, can you speak to the argument?
Bigot. That's all you are, a bigot.
Yeah, I know. You just keep screaming. Stop screaming. Stop spurging. Just calm down and listen to what's being said. I think you're bigoted. I think you're bigoted against people with a different point of view than you.
Andrew Wilson steps into the fire and absolutely shreds a so-called Christian preacher making some outrageous claims. We're talking historical revisionism, wild theological takes, and blatant dodging when confronted with actual biblical context. And guess what? Andrew Wilson wasn't having any of it. They even tried muting his mic at one point. But anyways, let's immediately jump in and watch as Andrew Wilson calls out this Christian preacher.
I've noticed a trend on X, formerly Twitter, of female Christian women doing what I call tone policing. So they seem to take Christianity and they push Christianity over into kind of a cult, and I call the cult of be nice. You know, they're preaching in the gospel around being nice. They seem to think that that if you are forceful in the word and telling people, hey, look, this whole Pride Month thing, we shouldn't have this, this type of thing, that's not very nice. That's not very nice of you to say. It's not what you're saying, it's how you say it.
Well, I'll agree to that, but here's the deal. I have no problem with Pride Month, so.
What?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Pride either.
I don't have a problem with Pride Month. Why? I don't have a problem with homosexuality.
They're not forcing themselves upon anybody. What they choose
hold on.
personal life is their business.
What?
Yes, their business. Yeah.
Wait. Okay, so I just want to make sure I get this right. You don't
believe in it and you don't like it, that's okay.
Well, you are aware though that pride itself is sinful, right?
Well, there is no sin, sir. Sin was done away with by Jesus.
You do not notice.
Wait. Hang on.
Jesus returned.
You can't sin.
You are dealing with preterists, sir, who believe the book of Revelation was fulfilled 2,000 years ago. We also don't believe that Christ was speaking of a place of eternal conscious torment called hell. It's never mentioned. It's not a biblical concept. It's not even a concept of the ancient Hebrew. So you may have wandered into the wrong room.
No, I think this is exactly the right room. This is a great room to be in.
Like me...
So I have a question. So how does who someone
if you actually look up and look into the definition of if you look into the definition of homosexuality, homosexuality meant something completely different to that time in that generation, sir. It might be something that you might want to look into. Because it's not being with somebody of the opposite gender.
Well, then why is it that we have 2,000 years of church history with
heterosexuality?
Okay, but are you gonna let me speak to it, or because
look at in the New Testament in Greek?
Why do you keep muting my mic when we're having a discussion? Why do you keep doing that?
Every time Andrew Wilson starts dropping facts, suddenly the mute button becomes this guy's best friend. And I mean, come on. If your argument is so strong, why are you afraid to let Andrew Wilson speak? It's almost like he knows Andrew Wilson is about to obliterate his weak talking points and just can't handle it. So, I mean, yeah, this is just embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
Are you that terrified of me just speaking to this issue?
Terrified of what you have to say.
It's super weird.
He doesn't like people that are against anybody having the freedom of choice in their own personal lives. And I know a lot of people that have same-sex marriage or same-sex relationship, and they're very good, loving, kind people, and would give you the shirt off their back.
Yeah, I understand that, but
can to be laymen in the Bible, and they don't understand.
But are you going to let me? Well, how do you know? You keep muting my mic, so I can't talk at all.
All of y'all don't know what you're talking about.
Let him talk, Chris.
Yeah. So to this, if you're looking at the 1,500 plus years, good recorded years of church history. We do know that in the early church, they did not indeed allow homosexuality at all. They did not even slightly. Nor did they allow women to be clergy. They didn't allow either of these things.
Our earliest church fathers, after we get past the very end of the 1st century, early 2nd century, are all fucking morons.
Okay, so they did know what he was then? So that was an incorrect statement, right?
No,
Oh, so I have a problem even
not understand the biblical text because they still thought Christ was going to be coming.
Yeah, but even
That's
if they
why.
did, that still, in response to this, is she
That
made
means
the
they
claim that
didn't
they
know
didn't know
they
what
were talking about
homosexuality
when it came
was,
to the
but they
biblical
clearly
text.
did.
It means they didn't know what they were
But
talking
even
about when
if
it
they
came
were
to
wrong
all
about the
sin is
biblical
forgiven,
text, can you
sir.
speak to the argument?
Bigot. Bigot. That's all you are. A bigot.
Yeah, I know. You just keep screaming. Stop screaming. Stop spurging.
You're
Just
a
calm
bigot.
down
I
and
don't
listen
like
to what's being
bigots.
said. I think you're bigoted.
I don't like
I think
bigots.
you're bigoted
Well,
against people with a different point of view than you.
What I was trying to tell you was that their definition of morality was
Mhm.
different back then. There were a lot of things that were going on in the temple, and we actually have a scholar that comes in, and he could explain it to you better, Theologos. And he's studied these things intensively and for about 10 years. And what they used to have is they used to have things where there was a lot of graping going on, forcing people against their will, and that's kind of the things that were taking place in the temples and different things back then.
Let me ask you a question.
well, it was
Paul's
more of a
writing.
dominance culture.
Hold on. Hold
where-
on. Let me ask you a question. Paul's writing to the church in Corinth when he's writing that letter. Do you know why he's writing to the church in Corinth on these specific subjects in that letter? Do you know why?
I do, but go ahead and explain it to me.
Why? But no, I want to hear your answer as to why first.
Because he really, really, really didn't like you. I don't know. Tell me why.
Because most of the people in Corinth had come out of the cult of Dionysus. That involved a lot of temple prostitution, including temple prostitution with the male eunuchs. The reason he's writing to this specific group of people on this specific subject is because they had begun to fall back into those ways, thinking that because they had come out not only from underneath the cult of Dionysus, but the law, that they could still function in this manner and it would be okay. He actually wrote a letter before this that we don't have. It's been lost to time, known as the severe letter. So they must have been really out of hand.
Oh, so the evidence for your claim you don't have. Okay.
Yes, I do. No, this is actually, you can go find this. This is all documented.
Oh,
You
it's
can go look it up.
Where is it? Where's the letter then?
It's
No,
talking
the
about two
fact that
different
the letter
things.
existed is documented.
How do you know
is
that?
what I'm
Well,
saying.
okay, you can if you document something as having existed but have no proof of its actual existence, it's hearsay. It's not
He mentions
historical.
it himself.
Paul gave
He
a
mentions
prescription. What was
himself.
Paul's prescription for marriage? What was his prescription for marriage? A union
That
between
doesn't
one man
matter
and
what
one
I'm
woman, not
getting
between
at.
two men, correct?
That doesn't get to what I'm getting at right here.
Well, but you're
And if you
referencing
notice,
non-historic
as he
evidence.
also
You're referencing
describes
non-historic
this same
evidence.
situation, as he's speaking to these people in Corinth on this subject, right? He's speaking to them directly and not to you and me today.
Yeah, but your
Not a
source
word
is
of
trust
that
me,
is
bro.
being
Your
spoken
source
of
is
today.
trust me. Just trust
No,
me.
Paul
There was another
himself
letter.
mentions this severe letter. Paul himself mentions this severe letter. So you might
Where?
as well
Where
look
does
it up.
Paul mention the lost gospel of Paul? Where?
It's not a lost gospel. It's an epistle. It's a letter.
Okay, where does he mention
Paul's
this letter
writings
that says that Holly's
Paul-
great and
do you know
swell?
that Paul's writings are personal correspondence.
Yes, I
and not
understand. Yes,
scripture?
most of them are letters. Most of these are letters. But the point
They're not
is,
scripture, right?
but the
They're
point,
not
but the
scripture.
point is what was his prescription for marriage?
It
What
doesn't
did he?
matter.
It doesn't matter what Paul
That's
said
not
about
my
marriage.
point.
All
It's
that
what I'm
matters is a
getting
lost
at.
letter. What matters is a lost letter, not what
That
he
is
prescribes.
Not my point, dude. My point has nothing to do
Keep
with
on
Paul's
muting me because you're
prescription of marriage.
terrified of hearing what I have to
Dude,
say. What's his
It has nothing
prescription?
to do with Paul's prescription of marriage.
Yeah,
It's
then tell
everything
me
to
the
do with
prescription. What's
fact
the
that
prescription?
he's talking to the people in the city of Corinth about something they are dealing with.
Why do you keep muting me?
Dude, I'm gonna mute
Because
you
he
and I'm
was
gonna put it where
trying
you
to
can't.
You're going to
talk
mute me because you're
about
terrified of having a
talking
legitimate
over-
conversation.
Andrew Wilson calls it exactly as it is. The guy can't win the debate because Andrew Wilson is calling everything out. So instead of addressing the arguments, he just tries to shut down the conversation altogether. And let's be real. Anytime someone starts muting and dodging instead of defending their position, they've already lost. Andrew Wilson isn't just winning this debate. He's exposing the entire bad faith nature of the opposition.
Dude, I'm just going to keep muting you till I'm finished.
Yeah, but no one's
So
cutting
can
you
either
off.
Dude, yes you are. Stop. I'll disconnect you, dude. Now, there's a specific reason he's writing to these specific people, by the way, and not you.
Okay, so again, I'm just going to ask you directly. Can you just tell me what his prescription was for marriage?
And I just told you, I know it's to a man and a woman. I know what
Yeah.
he said. I don't give a fuck.
But why did he say specifically a man and a
just told
woman?
you I don't give a fuck what Paul
You
had
don't
to say
care.
on the subject, so it's not going to
Yeah.
help your case.
Okay, so then why do you keep muting me even
Well,
while we're in
I
the
would
middle
like
of the
to highlight
dialogue?
you.
I didn't cut you off at all.
There isn't going to change anything with me, dude.
Okay, let me just ask one last question then. Are you yourself, sir?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm happily married.
Okay.
20 years. Been married 3 times. Got 3 great kids.
Great. So then the question is, from your perspective, why is it that you think that basically all of Christendom has
Well,
always
sin was
been...
done away with.
You're not even going to let me ask the question?
I answered your question. Sin was done away with. Nobody today can transgress the law. Leave these poor people alone.
So do as thou wilt.
There's always going to be people who do stupid stuff and give into their self-indulgent nature.
Yeah, but
they
what's
can't
wrong with that? It's not
transgress the laws of
sinful.
Moses.
Yeah, but why is that
They
bad? It's
can't
not even
transgress the
sinful.
laws of Moses. Leave those poor people alone, dude.
Yeah, but
Let 'em live their
okay,
life.
forget about the LGBTQ thing for a second. Just listen to what I'm asking you. If you give a prescription of an ought of right and wrong, but if there's no consequence for doing wrong at all, then why shouldn't people
You need
do
the
wrong?
screen. You need the screen. Dude, look. Here's the deal. Because it's not going to benefit you in this world.
But
In
what if it
reality,
does? I mean,
this
it
is
seems
God's
like it
plan in
benefits you
this
fine.
world.
What do you
No,
mean?
it
People do
doesn't.
wrong things that benefit them constantly.
Sure, that's your opinion of the subject. Fine. You see more evil in the world than there really is. All of you futurists do.
Okay, but hang on. So are you saying
I mean,
then?
you probably think Hollywood's a big satanic
tell me this. You have right now a massive increase. You have right now a
Threw me
massive.
off. No need to continue talking to you. That's what.
He's so mad, dude. This guy.
Yeah,
Let's watch the cope.
You know, that's not going to go anywhere because I have the same belief. I think that you know, as long as they're not pushing it on our kids, that I disagree with. You know, but as a consenting adult, you do what you want to do. If you love somebody, I don't think that Christ
Try
is gonna
to
see anything wrong
understand
with.
that in
we don't
Corinth,
look
the
at the
reason
flesh,
that this
first of
was
all.
happening is
Okay?
because there
Gender
is
a
no
flesh
sin.
thing, not a spirit thing.
At the end of the day, Andrew Wilson completely dismantled this weak revisionist argument. The other guy, yeah, he just kept dodging, muting, and deflecting everything Andrew Wilson said because he had nothing solid to stand on. If your entire position crumbles the moment someone presses you on historical and biblical context, then maybe, just maybe, it's not a strong position to begin with. So yeah, this wasn't even a debate. Andrew Wilson just wrecked this dude.